All right, let's practice with our new conditional. So let's get some simple statements. How about we let P be it is raining, and then let's let Q be Mars is red. You may be saying those don't have anything to do with each other. That's correct. Okay, it's a little easier to practice when the things aren't related because then our brains aren't trying to secretly put them in an order that makes sense. So let's do some symbolization. So first, how about if it is not raining, comma, then Mars is red. Okay, when we're symbolizing conditional statements, what I want to do is first figure out what the simple statements are and then figure out their order. Okay, so I see if it is not raining, that's got to be not P. I see Mars is red, that's got to be Q. Now I'm going to take out this little crazy table. I'm looking for one of these four keywords: an if, a sufficient, a necessary, or an only if. I see in this statement an if. The thing after if goes before the arrow. So after if here is not P, that goes before the arrow. That means that Q must come after the arrow. Okay, so whenever I'm doing one of these, I'm going to check my chart after I have my simple statements symbolized and see what word do I have and what does that tell me. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's symbolize Mars is red only if it is not raining. Okay, Mars is red only if it is not raining. Again, let's figure out what our simple statements are, then check our table to see where things go. Let's see. Mars is red is Q. It is not raining should be not P. And now I need to look, what do I see here? Oh, I see only if. Notice we see only if. Only if is one of our four things to look for. Only if comes before the second thing. So the thing after the arrow here should be not P. So this should be if Q, then not P. Okay, let's try one more. And I'll note the only way you're really going to get better at these is with practice, which is why we have homework. Okay, here I have Mars being red is necessary for it to be raining. Okay, let's check our simple statements. So let's see, Mars being red, that's Mars is red, so that's a Q. I've got for it to be raining. It to be raining is P. Okay, then let's check our table. What keyword do we see? There aren't any ifs, no sufficient. Necessary. Something here is necessary. Now let's see what's necessary. Mars being red is necessary. Things that are necessary go after the arrow. So this is necessary, so we have to have then Q. So I should start this with if P. So this is if P then Q because the necessary thing goes second, and Mars being red is necessary. Okay, translating from our language into symbols is really tricky for the conditional. Let's do a couple the other way. Reset my camera here. Let's write in words. Thankfully, going from symbols to words for the conditional is actually easier than going the other way. All I have to remember is when I get to the conditional part, I want to start with an if. So I'm going to say, I can see this is a conditional, if, sorry, I should be writing in blue, if, since that's what I'm writing answers in today, not Q, so if Mars is not red, and then I've got my arrow, so then not P, it is not raining. Okay, if Mars is not red, then it is not raining. Totally works for me. In an English class, you might lose a point because technically there should be a comma in a conditional. So if Mars is not red, comma, then it is not raining. Like I said, I'll take either one, but if you want to be grammatically correct, you should have a comma after red here. Okay, one more. Let's do this one. Okay, notice I've got my conditional here in parentheses. Parentheses mean I'm going to need a comma somewhere, right? Parentheses break up statements, commas break up statements. Notice my conditional doesn't start until inside these parentheses, so I'm going to hold my if until after this. So I'm going to start with P. P was, it is raining. This looks like a capital A without the crossbar, so that must be and. And then now I'm to this conditional, so I'm going to write if, let's say P is, it is raining. Then Q, negation of Q, Mars is not red. Okay, it is raining, and if it is raining, then Mars is not red. Now I know I need a comma in here somewhere because this is in parentheses. This is one of the harder commas to put in. Hopefully you know it has to be somewhere near this and. However, specifically, it has to be before the and because of English. If you put a comma after the word and, you're starting an interjection, which is way crazy, not at all what we're trying to do here. Thankfully, we don't need to memorize like all these different weird little things. Here's a quick note. Commas always come before connecting words. Okay, commas always come before connecting words. We knew there should be a comma somewhere here near and, it should be in front of it. Okay, anytime you've got a comma that you need to put in somewhere, put it before your connecting word.